Anyways, welcome back to the motherfucking doghouse. This is episode 16. As you can see, I finally invested in a new mic. The other ones did their job, for the beginning, a beginner's mic and shit like that. But I had to upgrade that shit because Lord have mercy, the feedback and shit that I was getting off the mics and like the staticky. Anyways, so I invested in this. It's not like a top of the line mic, but it's decent. I think I got it for like maybe $60, not bad. And you can change like the colors and shit like that. I had to have mine red. But let me turn that fucking shit off right quick. It goes with the ambiance of what this video is gonna be about. But anyways, let me talk real quick. Anyways, yeah. It looks orange on camera, but it's red light. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Not bad for $60. And it's definitely an upgrade from what we had before. But and I'm fucking mad. When am I not mad? But yeah, my grandma told me the neighbors, I guess the ones that live across. I don't know. He's a grumpy motherfucker, but he be during the 4th of July. My family was over here popping fireworks, and he came over here cussing at them and shit. I was not home about popping fireworks, and they had fucking work in the morning. Whatever, bitch. It's the 4th of July, ho, and I don't even think it was that late that they were popping fireworks. Anyways, or maybe it was the day after. I don't know. But long story short, you're not finna come over here and cussing nobody. So, but they didn't tell him anything, but if I would have been here, I would have said some shit. And anyways, long story short, my grandma told me today, I guess, that she had put something out by the street to see if anybody wanted it, and he came over here to make sure that it was okay that he takes it. Great. Then he's talking about why do y'all take y'all's dogs outside in the front yard, like to use the restroom and shit? Why don't you start taking them in the backyard? First of all, and of course I wasn't here because I definitely would have said shit. First of all, who the fuck is you to be telling us where the fuck to take our dogs at our motherfucking house, ho? And mind you, they just moved in like a couple years ago. We've been here, what? Finna be 16 years. How the fuck is you finna come over? And second of all, you're gonna come over here and tell us where we should be taking our dogs? I'm talking about why don't y'all take them in the backyard? Why do y'all take them in the front yard? First of all, our dogs are leashed when we take them out. We don't let them roam around. The neighbors have a little fucking black poodle or whatever kind of dog it is that they like to let out without a leash and walk to the mailbox and shit. And every time we go out there with our dogs on the leash, they have to bring that goddamn dog back inside, as they should. You can have that goddamn dog out there, but put it on a leash like we do ours. And you're going to come over here and tell my grandma that where the fuck we should be taking our dogs outside at our motherfucking house? You'd have lost your damn mind. I said, I wish that I would have been here to say some shit, because you want to know something? One of the people that live in that house, I don't know if it's his son or his brother, is a registered sex offender. I would have said some shit. You need to worry about your goddamn family member being a sex offender or whatever the fuck. Not over here talking about what we need to be doing with our dogs. You know what I mean? Like, why would you even say some shit like that? You need to worry about whatever the fuck y'all got going on over there. And make sure you fucking register. Anyways, that was just a little rant to begin the video. Anyways, welcome back to the motherfucking doghouse, ho. Episode 16. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is definitely like an ASMR type mic. You know what I mean? I might start doing some of that shit low key, but I like it. It's different. I don't have to have that goddamn clip over here on my damn neck with the other mics. And it wasn't that expensive, so it's a nice little upgrade mic. I don't plan on getting no extravagant $300 mic. I don't need none of that shit. I don't do this full time or nothing like that. This is just for fun. And so I had if y'all have me on social media, Instagram primarily, I'm pretty active on social media, whether I'm reposting stuff, whether I'm, posting shit. Like I am active on social media. I had my followers, I did a poll on my story about what episode 16 should be about, because I have a hard time, thinking of shit all the time. I like to do stuff that's going on in the world, but all the shit that's been going on in the world, it's a lot of political shit, and I don't like getting into politics a lot, because as I got a lot of backlash, and people messaging me and commenting and on TikTok and all that shit from my last video where I did about, Nicki Minaj and her controversy that she's got going on, and Trump and all that shit. I'm not really political, but all I basically said was, She's entitled. People are entitled to their own opinion, regardless. And if you, you know, if you don't like someone because of their political views, their sexual orientation, their looks, their um, skin color, you're the motherfucking problem. Okay, that's all there is to it. So if you that bothered by somebody's political views and shit like that, not like I said, not everything's gonna align with yours. No one person's gonna think the same. And if you think that or expect that, then you're delusional. And that's all I'm gonna say on that fucking subject. There's no sense in texting me and telling me that I'm wrong and I need to do more research before I blah blah blah. Bitch, I do my research before I talk about anything. Just because it doesn't align with what you think doesn't mean that I'm wrong. So I'm just gonna leave that shit at that. Now let's talk. But I want to get into this episode 16 video before I go on and on and on. Because I don't let nobody fucking talk to me crazy, and I don't let nobody play with me. Oh, okay. On a side note, I found out that, oops, I already fucked up. Oh, I did it again. I found out that I have a couple of younger viewers that, subscribe and watch me, which I appreciate, all ages, anybody. But I was given some advice. Maybe I should tone down on the language, the cussing and everything like that. And regardless of who watches my stuff or not, you are correct. Maybe I need to bring the cussing down just a little bit. I'm just so used to it, and it's in my everyday vocabulary. Sometimes I slip up, as I already did at the beginning of the video. I'll do better next time. But today, the subject that won the Instagram poll, and that the majority of my followers, or those who did do the poll, voted for, was they want to talk about dreams, entities, and spooky shit, basically. Spooky stuff, basically. Y'all gonna have to bear with me now, but that's why I put that music on, to try to get with that little ambiance. But I need to turn that shit down. Alexa, turn down TV volume by 6.
Okay.
See, that's not too bad, I don't think. Alexa, turn down TV volume by 5.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, that gives us like a little, makes it a little spooky in here. And you already got the the shadows and shit like that. But yeah, we're gonna talk about dreams and entities and things like that. And that shit still sounds loud to me. It's already low. I don't know. We ain't gonna fuck with it right now. Anyways, Alexa, turn down TV volume by 5.
Okay.
That should be okay. I'll just try to talk a little loud, but I wanna set the mood, when we talking about this shit, because if y'all know me in person, y'all know that I'm a superstitious person. Like I believe in ghosts and spooky shit and things like that, and it is out there, I mean, everyone tries to have a logical explanation for things. The bumps in the night they hear, the movements or the shadows and all science, all that. There's spooky shit out there, okay? Now, whether you believe it or not, you don't have to. But I like to talk about it. Okay, before I get ahead of myself, my biggest thing that I like to talk about, I'm getting off track. So I have a lot of dreams, right? And a lot of my dreams, at least every night, I have a few different dreams. And hold up, motherfucker. There we go. Like I said, every night I have a few different dreams. And the thing that sucks about my dreams is I get stuck in my dreams. I don't know if that's sleep. No, I think that's lucid dreams, where everything feels like super real, and like if you fall in your dream or you get hurt in your dream, you can actually feel it like in your actual body. I have a lot of those, bro. And also sleep paralysis, and that shit scares the fuck out of me, dude, because So, okay, let me tell y'all about this dream that I have, and I want to hear about y'all's dreams too, or experiences with lucid dreams and sleep paralysis, because I like that type of stuff, because even though it's scary as fuck, it's interesting how it all works. So, I have this reoccurring dream, right? And I'm in my room, and in my old room, I used to have the LED lights that you can like change colors and shit. You put them around the wall or the whatever. Some people put them on the ceiling. I used to have those, and I would always have them red. Because the fuck, red motherfucker. So I always had my room red, and I just liked the vibe. It's dark. I had the red light, had my TV on, chilling. But in this room, I don't have LED lights, so I haven't had LED lights in my room for like 3 years. And anyways, so in the dream, and this is a reoccurring, I guess I would say nightmare, because it scares the fuck out of me every time. In this sleep paralysis, so I'm in the dream. I wake up as if I'm awake, but all of a sudden, I see this like kind of like a shadow sitting up, but it's a dog's shadow, and I have two dogs, pit bulls, Roxy and Zara. Well, the shadow looks like Roxy. She's a little fat girl. So every time I have this dream, it's like a dream of a dog kind of just sitting there, with the, in the ears. And in the dream, I'm like, lay down, lay down, Roxy, because she's like standing up or whatever, moving around and shit. Well, then when I say that, my room is red, and I'm like, and I'm still trying to wake up, and I'm like, what the hell? And then in the dream, I realized, what the hell? I ain't got no red light. Where's this red light coming from? But it's pitch black, but it's got like a red, I don't know, tone to it. It's fucking crazy. It's like hell. And all of a sudden, that shadow that I think is a dog starts to like almost transform in it, and this dream is exactly the same every time, and it starts to grow into like a humanoid type figure, and there's like big old spikes that come out. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the anime, goddamn, what's it called now? Hell, Death Note, the Ryuk, that demon thing that has all the little and the sharp hair. That's kind of what the shadow starts out like. But then all of a sudden it transforms into this like tall ass fucking shadow, and it's over here in the edge of my room, and I'm laying this way, and it's like a huge ass shadow in a cloak, trench coat type thing, and it's got a hat. I call it the Hat Man. And if y'all know anything about the Hat Man, he is like he's a frequently seen entity within people's dreams. If y'all look up the Hat Man, there's a lot of Reddit posts and like people talking about their experiences with the Hat Man. So I'm not saying it might not be all the same entity, but it's some variation of it. So I have had multiple run-ins with the Hat Man in my dreams, and in the dream, once it turns into that Hat Man figure, and it's got like it's almost like an Undertaker hat, like the dead, the dead man's hat, almost like it's like a top hat, but it's a slightly shorter. I don't know how to explain it, but it's scary as fuck. Then the figure's eyes, then the shadow where the eyes are turns like white, and it's scary as fuck. And all of a sudden it starts to creep towards me in the dream, and all of a sudden I feel like a heavy ass feeling on my chest, almost like someone's sitting on my chest, and like in the dream I'm struggling to breathe, but in real life I'm struggling to breathe, and I'm like, and I can't fucking breathe, and I can't move. Like I'm sitting there trying to move, and then I wake up, so I think, but I realized that I was dreaming, but I'm stuck, but I can still see that entity. You know what I mean? Almost like it's crossing within the dream world and the real world. I don't know how to explain it. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh fuck! But I knocked my shit back. But it's scary as fuck, dude. And I've had that certain dream. I don't know, like probably over 8 years. And it's always the same. It starts with the red lights, and then it starts with the dog shadow, and then it turns into the humanoid figure, then it ends with the Hat Man, then it ends up fucking damn near suffocating me, and I don't fucking wake up till the last goddamn second, all sweating and trying to catch my breath and shit. So I don't know if y'all have ever experienced sleep paralysis, but it's scary as fuck. And that's when I have sleep paralysis. It's usually that certain dream. There's another dream that I have that I can't quite remember at the moment. But yeah, it's just. I believe it was episode 3 that I did a year ago that I talked about spooks in my motherfucking house, because my house is haunted. I'm not playing. Y'all think I'm bullshitting. The house is definitely haunted. My stepdad had heard stuff. My brother has heard and seen stuff. My mom has, well, she doesn't necessarily believe it, but there was a couple instances that things happened and that she couldn't quite explain it, but she usually has a logical explanation for everything, and that it's all in my head or whatever, but I know otherwise. And it's just, turn that down a little more here. So this other yeah, so my house is haunted, and I mean, I've told y'all about the woman in front of our fireplace that I've seen on a couple occasions, that's dressed in like she's dressed like old timey type style with like the poofy shoulder things on the dress and like the lace, and she's like bending down in front of the fireplace, almost like she's putting wood or trying to grab something. And then all of a sudden, the way our house is set up is our fireplace is here in the living room, and then there's the hallway, and then there's the bathroom right here. So if you're standing at the bathroom door, you can see right into the living room and you see the fireplace. So as a kid, the first time I saw her, I was up early in the morning getting ready for school, so I can go get on the bus. And mind you, I just woke up, so I'm all like, I'm pissed off because my alarm went off and I'm having to wake up. Excuse me. And I'm coming out of the room, and I hadn't turned on the bathroom light yet, so it's pitch black in the house. And I look down the hallway, and I see the woman. And I was younger, so the first time I saw her, I was young, and I'm scared shitless. I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, I see her like bending down, like I said, to grab something, or look like almost like she's trying to pick up firewood to put onto the fire. And then all of a sudden, she turns to look at me, and her face is like kind of sunken in, and her eyes are just black holes, like. And then, but there's like a tiny white light at the edge, at the very back of if you know what I'm talking about, almost like a sunken hole. And she would hold up fingers, like it would almost like it would go like that, all this like demonic and like distorted or deformed. And she would hold up fingers, and the first time I saw her, she had 5 fingers up, and then as the years progressed, fingers went down, and the last time I saw her, she was stuck on 2. So I always thought, well, what does that mean? Like years? Am I gonna die? And are those years you count down? Like I'm finna die or something? Because if that's the case, Lord, take me now. Hey, I ain't gotta pay these damn bills. So I never quite understood that specific, phantom, ghost, whatever you want to call it. But I hadn't seen her in a few years, but that was in this house that I had witnessed a couple times. And then we had it appears that my grandma's room is the room with the most like presence, because I personally, my grandma goes out of town a lot, like to her sisters or to my aunts, whatever, so she's going out of town. Well, it happened to be one of those times, and I had gotten home. It was late. I had gotten home late from work, and I was the only one up. And I hear a noise coming from her room as I'm walking to the restroom. I'm like, damn, what's Grandma still doing up? I'm thinking it's her TV or something, because I'm hearing like kids laughing. There ain't no damn kids in this house. And I'm hearing these kids laughing, and I hear like a stomping, like they're running around and playing, and giggle, all this hee shit. All of a sudden, my tired ass realized, hold on, Grandma ain't here, so who's in there watching TV? Everyone else was asleep. So I did not open that goddamn door, but I realized and the TV wasn't on. So I couldn't see no light under the door. Like, it was just pitch black, and nobody was in there. And I heard that shit. That scared the fuck out of me. I'm not opening that goddamn door. I'm not one of them. Anyways, fast forward to a few years later. Yeah, my stepdad says he hears kids laughing and stomping around like they're playing. But he opened the goddamn door. Well, my grandma happened to be out of town again. The TV wasn't on. He said it was pitch black in there. He said he closed that goddamn door, said hell nah, came out to the living room and started playing video games. He said hell nah. He actually opened the door. I would never do no shit like that. So, and then there was a time where I heard like the laughing coming from her room, like a woman's laughter. And like I said, I did not open that damn door. She wasn't home. The TV wasn't on. So her room has like a lot of presence in it. Damn. And then I want to tell you about my I'm just going through these just a few highlighted experiences that happened while we in this damn house. The one that my younger brother saw, if I'm remembering the story correctly, is he the way his room's right here, right? And how I told y'all that bathroom, if you're in his room with the door open, you can see straight into the bathroom, and we usually leave the bathroom door open. And anyways, one of the things I wanted to talk about later in the video is shapeshifters. That's what I call them. You know, that's the most common term used for these type of entities. And shapeshifters are basically phantoms or entities that take the form of someone you know or you love, whether they be alive, whether they be deceased. It's they take it in order for you to, you know, like you might think you see your dead family member or your friend, or you know, but it's really the entity taking the form of that in order to trick you, or you know, gain your trust, or like, you know what I mean, in order to open that spiritual door with you. And the story that my brother told me is that he was he was in his room or whatever, and it was kind of late at night. I was at work, but he said that or maybe I was in my room, which is all the way on the opposite end of the house. Yeah, I think I was home, which is why it freaked him out even more. So he's in his room and he's looking, and he's got his door open, and we had the bathroom door open, but from the angle that his room at with the bathroom door open, that's where the big ass bathroom mirror is. So you can, you know what I mean? Well, he said he happened to look out there and he sees a figure that looked like me. But this was a few years ago, back when I had my hair, it was more spiky, like it was spiky all the way around. If y'all know, y'all know. Now I got this mohawk thing going on, but so I had my hair all spiky. You can't miss it. I was the only motherfucker that had that hairstyle. Like, you know, that was my signature look since fucking 5th grade. So everybody knew me with that hairstyle. Well, he said that as he's looking through, he sees a figure in the crack of the door, and it's pitch black. And he said he thought it was me because and he said like the hand was on the outside of the door, like it was, you know, like it was grabbing it like that. All of a sudden, and so he said my brother said, damn, I'm getting lost over words, tongue twist. My brother said that he said, Joseph, you know, like he thought I was trying to scare him, like freak him out. He's like, Joseph, and at first, you know, it's funny, ha ha, he. And then he started getting frustrated. He's like, you know, it's like, all right, enough, like you got me type shit. And he's like, Joseph, and like he's getting like mad as fuck. He said all of a sudden the figure kind of creeps out a little more, and it looks like me. It looks like, as he said, it's a black shadow, and it looks like, you know, my body type, my, you know, physique with the spiky hair, but the eyes are like kind of white. They got like a white like kind of white to it. Goddamn. And he said all of a sudden the hand like disappeared from holding the door. And goddamn motherfuckers, I keep getting spam calls and it's pissing me off. Anyways, God, I need some chapstick. Hell, hold on a minute. So he said the hand disappeared and it freaked him the fuck out. Oh my god, another call. Well, it should actually be someone trying to get a hold of me. And But yeah, and it freaked him the fuck out. But that was a time that he encountered a shapeshifter. The time that I encountered the shapeshifter, it was of someone that. Okay, so let me tell y'all. So I have another video. Anyways, I had a best friend that died. His name was Bosco, and if y'all watched the story of the doghouse part 1 and part 2, I don't remember what episodes those were. You'll know who that is. You'll know how much he meant. You know what we built. So, anyways, so a really good friend of mine. However, I know that he's gone. And a lot of my squad is gone. So I'm in the house. I'm gonna tell you my experience with the shapeshifter real quick before I get into the dream shit. And anyways, so I'm in my room, and like I said, my room is the only room that's on the opposite side of the house. Everyone else's room is all together, or not like you know what I mean? Like they're all on one side of the house. So I'm in my room, and in order to get into the main part of the house, I gotta walk through the garage, which is dark as fuck. All of a sudden, so it's late at night. It's pitch black. I keep my room pitch black. I don't got no windows in this room, and there's no windows on the garage, so it's pitch black all damn day. And so long story short, I'm walking out of my room to go into the main part of the house, and I see something kind of like, or I hear something, and kind of like something fell or something moved that's in the garage. I'm like, what the hell? And me being superstitious shit, I said, oh hell no. So I'm trying to hurry my ass up and get in the motherfucking house. All of a sudden, I see like this shadow type thing, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the fuck was that? I said, oh, but I'm kind of frozen. I'm like, and I can see it moving. It's like a shadow, and it's kind of like swaying, kind of like it's wanting to move towards me, but it doesn't. But I see it, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm scared. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps here talking about it now. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And so I'm sitting there frozen like this, and I'm like, what the fuck? And like I said, it's just swaying all of a sudden, and I can see like the little white, almost like the white is far away, but you can visibly tell that the eyes are white, almost like they got like a never-ending, you know what I mean, like a portal through them. And all of a sudden, I hear a voice, and all it said was like, "What up, man?" And then it disappeared, and I'm like, I freaked the fuck out. But the physique and the look of the shadow and the eyes, it looked like Bosco. And he always wore a red bandana around his head, and he always kind of had it to the side, and so you could see, like, when you tie a bandana and it's got the little knot sticking out. And that shadow had the same thing, but I knew it wasn't him, because although the voice sounded like him, and that's what he would always say. He'd say, "What up, man?" And that was his catchphrase, And so, god damn, it's freaking me out talking about it. But although the voice sounded like him, there was slight distortion to it. And the reason that I bring that up is because I don't want to get too far away from the mic, but I don't want to be too close to where it gives that feedback. I don't know how this shit works yet. The thing about shapeshifters is they will get the form and physique and almost try to mimic the voice of the person that they're taking the appearance of in order to trick you. They will get almost everything to the T, everything correct, but there's always going to be a slight they won't quite get the look right, or the voice will be slightly distorted, and almost like something's not right because they're not actually that person. And when he said, "What up, man?" there was slight distortion, like when a demon gets like, you know what I mean, like when they're talking and shit, it's like a slight distortion, like they can't keep it all the way through. And that's why it freaked me the fuck out, and I was like, that's not him, it's one of them goddamn shape-shifting motherfuckers. But that was the only time that I saw him. I don't know why it decided to take the form of him. I don't know why it decided to appear, right then, right there, out of nowhere. This had to be like a couple years ago, maybe a year ago. No, about 2 years ago. But yeah, I didn't mention that in my other story, but Shapeshifters, in my opinion, are very, very real. And like I said, those that are deceased have moved on. They, so when you think that, and I'm not trying to say, you think what you want. If you really think it's your loved one, more power to you. I do believe that loved ones are looking over us, looking down on us, or looking up at us if they inhale. Because not everybody was good. Hell, let's be real. So, like I said, whether they're looking up at us or down at us, but I don't believe that they're physically here. I do believe once they cross over, they are crossed over. And but these shapeshifter, these are spirits that get through the cracks. They come through the mirrors. That's why they say don't sleep with a mirror in front of your bed. Don't this and that and play them Bloody Mary type games. And I'll never play in the motherfucking mirror. And I'm superstitious as hell, so you'll never catch me doing a Ouija board either. I'm not gonna lie though, when I was younger, I did think about doing it, but hell to the no. You gonna release something that. So I ain't got no stories on no Ouija board because I never did no dumb shit like that. But yeah, that's kind of like my take on shapeshifters, is that they are not the loved one that they are trying to mimic, and there will always be slight distortion or something slightly off, and you can realize that that's not really your loved one. Now, let's see, we covered dreams, but I covered lucid dream. Well, I didn't cover it, but I told y'all my experiences with them. But basically, sleep paralysis, I believe, is like it's where you're awake or you're dreaming and you're dreaming, but you're stuck in the dream, but you can still physically feel and mentally god damn it, what's that word? You're mentally aware that you're dreaming, but that it's a dream and that you're stuck. I have those almost every night and it fucking sucks. Lucid dream, I think, is... Damn, where's my... Oh, I should have checked the goddamn definitions. I don't know where my other phone's at. But, yeah, so... I believe lucid dream is where... Sleep paralysis... Or maybe lucid dream is... I don't know. Anyways, I've had lucid dreams too, where I believe lucid dream... Fuck. I want to look up the definition because I don't like to tell y'all the wrong thing. Give me a minute. Take a break, hell. Take a slight intermission. I just had the shit. Oh, never mind. Shit, let's ask Alexa. Alexa, what's the difference between a lucid dream and sleep paralysis?
From NIH.gov. Background: sleep paralysis and lucid dreams are two states of consciousness that are connected to REM sleep that are defined by higher awareness in contrast to regular REM sleep. Despite these similarities, the two states differ widely in their emotional tone and their perceived controllability.
Okay. Alexa, what's a lucid dream? She's my co-host.
Here you go.
Ah, she put it on the goddamn TV. Alexa, what is a lucid dream? You letting me down.
From WebMD.com. Before they fell asleep, the participants were asked to move their eyes in a certain pattern, such as twice to either side and then back to center, once they began having lucid dreams. When they made these eye movements, researchers finally had the proof that lucid dreaming was real.
Okay, well, y'all just gonna have to look the shit up because my co-host is not cooperating. And I don't know what the fuck she talking about. She put that shit. She trying to pull up Juice WRLD. Alexa, switch TV input to HDMI 1.
Okay.
Put my motherfucking background music back on. Anyways, my bad. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. See, I'm not the best host, but we're just vibing. Now, entities though, I do believe that there are good entities and there are bad entities, of course. With any bad comes good and any good comes bad type shit. So The damn, I lost my train of thought again, dude. Shit, maybe there's an entity in the goddamn room right now. Shit, don't want me to talk about it. There are good and bad entities, and entities like, okay, so I want to hear about y'all's experiences with, like, if you've had, like, and I'm, even if it's like, if y'all been in the house and something falls, and I'm not necessarily saying like that, but I'm saying like whether you've seen something, whether you felt like a cold spot, like the one spot in the room that's colder than all the others, and like, ooh, like you get a chill, or you have the feeling that somebody's watching you. I get that a lot. I know when somebody's watching me. But the shit, my room's the most protected out of all the house. I got so much shit in here. Fucking, there's a whole bunch of rosaries in here and a bunch of all that brujeria and voodoo shit. Like, I think I'm okay, but you know what I mean. But still, with any good entity, you're gonna have your bad ones, and my take on what they are necessarily, I believe they are people that, or they are, spirits that don't want to move on or don't want to accept the fact that they are dead. And whether that be whether they were good in real life or bad in real life, you are gonna have bad spirits that are out to harm you. They are out to, cause mischief and shit like that. So it's, I won't entertain them or fuck with it at all, even if they are trying to take the look and the appearance of a loved one. I'm not fucking with that shit, because hell no, I'm not letting nothing in that I can't get out, that I can't, yeah, that's why I won't fuck with a Ouija board. And okay, what else was I gonna talk about? Fuck. And like urban legends, like what is it, Slender Man, like, okay, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Things like Slender Man and what's that other one, Jeff the Killer, Smile Dog, what was that one that used to be in Minecraft? It was a creepypasta, Hero Brian, or I don't remember. It was that little ghost Minecraft dude that you would find in Minecraft. Y'all know what creepypastas are, right? Like they're basically urban legends. And like I said, Slenderman is the most popular one. They made a movie out of him. Y'all know Jeff the Killer, that fucking picture that was going everywhere. Smile Dog, now that shit freaks me out. That Smile Dog picture. Goddamn, I wish I could pull it up and show y'all right now. Maybe I'll put it somewhere in the video if I can figure out how to edit all that. Maybe I'll put that bitch right here or something. Things like that are more like the Wendigo. What are other creepypastas? Or that 4chan shit. I used to watch those videos, the top 15 and number 15, like shit like that. You know what I mean? That reminded me of that one. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. And he used to do shit like that. I used to watch all that shit. But okay, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the video. Damn, I wish I could. I'm gonna try to figure out how to put a fucking picture next to me. But there was, fuck, what was that one? It freaks my best friend out too. It's like that lady. She looks very like dead, and there's like a fire behind her, and she's sitting at the table, I think, with like a bowl in front of her and like a fork and spoon or some shit. And she's just, I think her head's in the bowl is how the video starts. So she's laying like this for like a minute or so, and all of a sudden she pops up all distorted, and there's a fire behind her, and she looks all creepy as fuck, and she's got like this distorted ass voice, and she's like, damn, what she say? She was like, something. She's like speaking this language, I don't know what she's saying, but then all of a sudden she's like, there is nothing. And that shit freaks me the fuck out. And then she slams her goddamn face back in the bowl. And then there's another one, Tara the robot, or the android or some shit. And it's like this old timey looking video, and it's got like this mannequin looking robot humanoid thing, but it talks and it's moving, and she's like singing a song in like this robotic voice, and she was like, run, 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 or something. She was like, oh, I feel fantastic. Y'all need to look that shit up. She's like, I feel fantastic, and she's like making all this. I don't know. That shit creeped me the fuck out too. There's Obey the Walrus. I like creepypastas. I think I might do a video on just those. I like them, but they still freak me the fuck out. There was the one, Obey the Walrus, where it's got like that, it was like someone that had some type of, disfigurement or whatever, and I don't know, it was creepy, and it's got like this creepy sound, and she's like walking towards the camera all scary, and it's like an old video. But then that one got debunked, and it turned out to be like, I don't know, it turned out to be like snippets from someone's documentary that they used that had a medical condition, and they put creepy music and they called it Obey the Walrus. But before I knew that and that it got debunked, it used to scare the fuck out of me. Things like La Llorona, El Cucuy, La Chusa. Those are not urban legends, in my opinion. I do believe in La Llorona. I'm not gonna fuck with that. I do believe in La Chusa, and I've seen La Chusa. La Chusa, for those of y'all that don't know, is it's primarily a Mexican superstition, and it's basically a witch that transforms into an owl and like flies, and they can sit, and it's saying that if you see a La Chusa, it's a bad omen, and that you or someone is gonna die, within, very soon. My experience, I've had an experience with La Chusa, and you can believe me or you don't have to, but I know what the fuck I saw, and I know what the fuck happened. Long story short, I used to have a pit bull named Nina. She was a black and white dog. Oh, I miss Nina. And, she was relatively healthy. Anyways, I'm taking her outside. This was years ago, and all of a sudden I hear like an owl. You know how like owls, they hoot, but this one's kind of like deep, and I'm like, what the hell? But I couldn't see shit. Well, we have this big ass tree to the side of our house, and so kind of where we were taking her, well, all of a sudden I see this big ass owl, and it's white. It's like a white ass owl. I had never seen no owl in person before, let alone a bright ass, a bright white ass owl. And I swear that the eyes were red, bro. Like, y'all probably think, oh, this motherfucker tripping. He was probably on some shit. I wasn't on no shit. I looked up at the tree and I see this owl, and it's got like a red tint to the eyes. And I'm frozen. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's a big ass owl. Well, Nina, and it starts hooting, and Nina looks up at it, and all of a sudden it disappears. Like, I swear to y'all, bro. But Nina looked up and she saw it. And then not even a week later, she passed away. Like, she was, like I said, I believe she was relatively healthy. And then all of a sudden, she just, she passed away. And so you can't tell me that I didn't, you know what I mean? That didn't have something to do with it. And so, it just freaked me the fuck out. But shit like that, when it comes to Mexican superstition, I believe that shit. Damn, my siblings used to tell me a story of a hand that they would see. I wish I could remember it. I believe it was a woman's hand that they would see in the hole of a wall. I need to talk to my siblings and figure it out. But that was another one that always freaked me out as a kid. And then my grandma, which she was a bruja, a witch. She would always scare me with cucuy, el cucuy. Like, if I didn't behave, the cucuy was gonna get me, and shit like that, and it was gonna come through my window, and so that scared the fuck out of me. And I remember seeing something when I was a kid. So in the house that I lived in, there was a shit, I'm scared myself with this goddamn music. In the house we lived at, it was kind of like, we lived kind of in the ghetto, but the house that we lived in, it was me, my grandma, or my mom, she raised me until I was 9, and my uncle. It was an old ass house, and they were hoarders, but so it looked like, ran down. Anyways, in my room, there was my room, right? But there was another part of the house that no one could get to. Like, they had stuff all in front of it, and there was a lock. There were 2 locks on the door. a big ass, like a deadbolt lock, and then like a hinge type lock that you put the lock in, and with this big ass lock on it. And I would always ask my grandma, what is in that room? Like, why can't we go in there? Like, she would say, storage. None of your, like, don't worry about it. Yeah, nothing. Like, stop being nosy. And I swear to y'all, and I was a kid. At this point in time, I think I had to be like 7 or 8. Well, it was late at night, and that room is connected. Like, there's a door to that locked off room, and it's locked. And here's my room, so I could, the wall's right there. It's wall to wall. There's one wall. And all of a sudden I hear like a knock, like almost like someone's in there, and I'm like, and me being a kid, I'm freaked the fuck out, but then I'm like, no one can be in there. Like, that door's never been open. You can't even get to it. There's so much shit in front of it. And I remember I heard the knock, like almost like someone was knocking, but it was kind of faint. Maybe not like a knock, almost like, when someone bangs their hand on the wall, like, but it was kind of slow. Well, anyways, I heard that, took my ass to sleep, didn't want to think about it, scared the fuck out of me being a child. I asked my grandma about it the next day. She was like, like I'm bullshitting, like she told me I was lying, and it's not, the kukui was gonna get me for lying and shit like that. Well, anyways, the next night, whatever, I go to bed, but I still remember, and I'm kind of scared. Well, all of a sudden I hear it again, but this time it's not on the wall, it's on the actual door. And I swear to y'all, I'm on this side looking at the door, like in my bed like this, and I can see the door, and it's almost like slightly moving, and it was, like I said, it was an old house, didn't have insulation and shit, and it looks like the door is slightly moving, and I'm like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden I hear like a pow, like a loud bang, like something fell against it. Whoo, I'm getting goosebumps talk about it right now. And so then, and that was it. After I heard that, I was like, oh, hell to the no. I ran to my grandma, and I was screaming and crying, and she's telling me that I'm lying and shit. And yeah, it was a whole thing. It was crazy, but I don't know what that was. Surely there was nobody in that motherfucking room. We couldn't get to it. It had been locked off for years. She said it was storage and shit. I don't know. But damn, now I got a headache. Anyways, god damn, it's almost, we're at 47 minutes already. Sheesh, I'm gonna have to cut this video, because I know I cannot keep y'all's attention for over an hour, and I try not to make that long of a video too, because I can't watch a video for that long either. But yeah, that's kind of just, talking about dreams. I wanted to talk a little bit about entities. I want to do a full video on entities and shit like that, so that'll be coming. I do want to do a video on creepypastas and shit like that, like scariest creepypastas, and because I feel like that itself is like its own lore. It deserves its own video. But yeah, I kind of wanted to, this video, I kind of just talk about dreams, kind of just talk about, shit that I've experienced, with the shapeshifters, with the, the noises, my haunted ass house right now. Like, I really want to get Ghostbusters or Ghost Adventures motherfuckers in here and have them put all that shit in here. I know this house is haunted. I ain't tripping. But yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to talk about this episode. I wanted to keep it short, but clearly that didn't happen. But yeah, tell me y'all's experiences in the comments. I want to hear about that, because I think everyone experiences different shit. Some people believe it, some people don't. Some think they have a logical explanation for it. But yeah, let me know. Also leave comments on what you think the next video should be about. I'm trying to brainstorm ideas and shit like that. Don't mind this. People thought this was hair dye that I had on my head, and I was like, really, y'all think I'm walking around with fucking hair dye just stuck over here? No, I got a chemical burn. I fucking burned I guess I left the bleach in too long when I was dyeing my hair blonde so I could get it red. But I didn't feel it, and it didn't hurt. But yeah, there's like 2 little scars here. So it's not, I'm not walking around looking crazy for nothing. But yeah, leave your experiences in the comments. Give me some brainstorm ideas, or something that y'all would want me to talk about. I don't really want to do any political type videos. I don't care about backlash. I don't care. Y'all could DM me and text me and tell me I'm wrong all goddamn day. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I just don't want to. I don't want to do all that shit. So no political type videos, at least not for a while. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. That was episode 16. Sorry it was long as fuck. You know, I tried to set the vibe, make it a little spooky and shit. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, you know, same shit. Stay tuned for more. I am gonna try to be more active. I am pretty active on all my other social medias, my Instagram, my Snapchat. I'm trying to get into TikTok. I'm still trying to figure out how to record videos on there and stuff. But yeah, follow my Instagram if you haven't. I'll put my Snapchat in the comments. I do have some private stories on Snapchat, like spooks in my house, shit like that, where I post about different stuff, rant times, like I did at the beginning of the video, you know, stuff like that, because with my luck, something's always happening to me. But yeah, like I said, thank y'all for tuning in. You know, stay safe out there, panochas. Let me know y'all's experiences. Let me know what y'all want to see next. I'm gonna work on getting maybe some lights or something up in here so it's not so goddamn dark. But yeah, catch y'all motherfuckers next time, ho.